We're now at the point in the evening where we ceremonially carry out the expressed will of the majority as decided in our election process, which was completed this past fall. In just a few moments, we will swear in the 97th president of JCI, Michigan. We should respect the oath of office with the significance that goes along with it. Each and every officer that swears to that oath is making a public vow to you, the member, that they solemnly promise to do their job to the best of their ability and that they understand the Constitution, bylaws, and policies of JCI, Michigan, and will provide leadership and govern within those guidelines. Many traditions and elements of ceremony have been carried on with the oath of office over the years. One of the oldest is the passing on from president to president, the state president's lapel pin, first worn by Martin P. Luthi, who served as the president of the Michigan JCs. Each year, when the newly elected president takes their oath of office, they do so with their left hand on the Bible. The Bible used in our ceremony has some very special significance. It is known as the Martin P. Luthi Family Bible, which was donated to the JCI, Michigan by Luthi family following our 75th anniversary in 1999. At this time, we are going to invite those that have come previously in a tradition of leadership, the JCI Michigan past presidents, to come to the stage and stand with the president-elect to witness this oath. Number 84, Faye Walsh. Ron Burgundy. '85. Number 87, David Worthams. Number 89, John Badine. Number 90, Jay Johnson. That's me. Number 92, Steve Pickelman. Please don't breathe heavy. Number 93, Peter Behrman. Number 95, Stephen Pappas. Number 96, Sarah Austin. At this time, it is my pleasure to ask President Adam Bonarek to please come to center stage so that our 96th president, Sarah Austin, may administer the oath of office while his mentor, Michael S. Kanda, holds the Luthi Bible.
Step on the mic cord, Austin. Thank you. The office to which you have been elected is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly nor carelessly discharged. You are charged with the duties of seriously and resolutely furthering the objectives of the junior chamber movement. With the policies and bylaws as your guide, you must be ever ready to exercise the functions of the office to which you are entrusted. Further, you are charged with governing this organization according to the laws of democracy, under which every person who wishes to speak shall be heard. toward the end that in every matter considered, the best opinion shall prevail through the express will of the majority, and the best course of action followed. Do you accept this charge?
I do.
Please place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of JCI Michigan
the office of President of JCI Michigan
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
serve as a living example
serve as a living example
of this organization's philosophies and beliefs.
of this organization's philosophies and beliefs.
Congratulations, Mr. President. At this time, for those of you at home that won't be able to see it, we are now passing the original state president's pin that Luthi had down the line of presidents.
My annual holding of the pin.
Right.
It looks shinier this time.
Yeah, some put some work into that.
Yeah.
Oh, don't touch it, Johnson.
Is that what it looks like?
It's been cleaned up.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Who's got the hand sanitizer for it?
Some of the blue just, we'll have to just make this
The blue is already missing.
Somebody's worn it. She cleaned it.
It hasn't been off the thing.
Nelson touched it.
Yeah.
What
No
else?
doubt.
Nice try.
It's one of the Nelson.
Yeah,
stories.
so you're not gonna touch it until after you're president.
You've been EVP, you know how this goes.
That's not the pin for the record. Oh. I said, did you want?
There's a white shirt underneath. I gotta be nice to him. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Hands.
Hands out tonight.
Congratulations, Adam. Very, very proud of you. We now invite your 2021 Chief of Staff, Tara Mack, to the stage to welcome the 2021 President, Mr. Adam Bonarek.
All right. Good evening, Michigan JCs. Okay. To quote Dave Matthews, to change the world, it starts with one step. However small, the first step is hardest of all. In 2011, my local presidential platform was start with one step. 10 years later, I'm honored to start one step with Adam and our team while we build bridges together. In my lifetime, I've had several opportunities to travel over and under one of the most amazing structures in Michigan, the Mackinac Bridge. It's one of the longest suspension bridges in the United States at almost 5 miles. As we all know, it connects the Upper Peninsula to the Lower Peninsula over 2 of our beautiful Great Lakes. The Mackinac Bridge took 3.5 years to complete and could not have been constructed and have endured these many years without a strong foundation, detailed blueprints, knowledge of mathematics, use of strong and sturdy materials, innovation, and strategic planning. There were times of discouragement as well as satisfaction during those years, but the bridge endures today. Just like the way they built the Mackinac Bridge, JCI Michigan has a legacy of leadership as a strong foundation. We have detailed chapter plans, knowledge of project management, strong and dedicated members, an innovative use of technology, training modules, and strategic planning. All of these things are what makes JCI Michigan endure today. So let's talk about a little bit about what bridges we are starting to build so far this year. We began the year in November, hosting Lots, a 2-weekend training for our local board members with amazing keynote speakers. I mean, how often do states get a visit from the JCI World President? Then strategic planning meetings, followed by a design thinking workshop, a strategic planning meeting, a board retreat, a strategic planning meeting, oh, and another strategic planning meeting. Can you tell Adam likes strategic planning? We cannot build bridges until we take that first step. So let's welcome Adam to the podium where he will share with us his plans for building bridges in 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Tara, for that wonderful introduction. And yes, I do like strategic planning, and we will have another strategic planning meeting tomorrow. So as I begin this evening, I want to tell you all a little bit about how it is that I write speeches and try to give you a little bit of insight into how my mind works. And for that, I apologize now. So in my mind, this is what I do. I muse and I chew on things and I talk to people and I sleep in ideas. And then eventually things seem to kind of coalesce in my brain and I go, I got it. That's what I'm going to talk about today. And that's exactly what happened for me in this instance. I woke up this morning and I said, I got it. It was 6:15 this morning. My cat was looking at me like, why are we up already? As I am frantically typing on my phone, writing down notes about what it is that the message that I wanted to share with you today. And in those musings, one of the things that keeps coming up for me is the fact that, this has been a dark time for our society. It has been a really long year. The last time we came together as a state organization was in February of last year in Ann Arbor. And at that time, while we knew that there was this virus that was beginning to go around the world, we had no idea at that point what impact that was going to have on everything that happens to us in every aspect of our lives. Our entire lives were turned upside down and continue to be turned upside down by this pandemic. And I bring that up because I don't know that we actually talk about that enough. And I don't know that we talk enough about the fact that as a result of that, all of us, I think, are feeling, whether we want to admit it or not, senses of insecurity, fear, worry. We know people who have lost their jobs, are wondering if they're going to have a job. We know people who are, in situations where they're wondering, they have loved ones who have had the virus and have been very ill. And that isn't even to go back to the fact that we have situations where everybody's had to learn how to be a teacher. Or for someone like me, I had to learn how to cook, which explains why I gained the COVID-15, right? You would have thought I would have learned how to cook the other way, but no, that's not what happened, right? And so all of us are going through that right now. And as a result of that, in that sense of fear, it can be very easy, I think, to focus on that and to not focus and remember that if we would just rely on one another, we could all be so much stronger as individuals if we came together and relied on each other for support. So that was part of my musings. The other thing that I keep thinking about within that is how much that means and how much it goes back to the point of that's why JCI is so important. We have been influencers in the state of Michigan now for 97 years, right? We are people in this state who say we have new ideas, we're young people, and we are going to take charge and we're going to come up with those innovative solutions. And we're there for our communities. Our communities need us now more than ever. They need us to be that rock and that foundation in those communities to make sure that they know that even an organization like JCI Michigan, with our long history, and even though, we have had our moments and it was a struggle in 2020 for membership, which it just happens, right? We've gone through all of this, that we are going to come out of this stronger on the other end. They need our mission and vision. They need our thoughts about the fact that we are going to be the ones that develop those young leaders and provide those development opportunities. So what does any of that, though, have to do with my theme of building bridges? Tara talked in her introduction about the Mackinac Bridge and how the Mackinac Bridge took years to build. And why did it take years to build? It took years to build because you had to have an emphasis and you had to think about, are we building the proper supports and are we going to have the proper foundation? Are we going to be properly prepared? Is that bridge going to be able to sustain itself over time? And we have examples right here in Michigan where that did not happen. Does anybody remember the first? Well, I guess actually it'd be the second Zilwaukee Bridge. You know, the one that is often listed as one of the top 10 architectural disasters ever, right? Where they didn't build the proper foundations. And as they built those two opposite sides, they didn't come together in the middle, right? So then there was no bridge and they had to tear the entire thing down. And I'm bringing that up because to me, that is the question for JCI Michigan. Do you want to be the Mackinac Bridge or do you want to be the failed Zilwaukee Bridge? And I know for me, I want to be the Mighty Mack. That's what I want to be as we move forward, right? So what we are doing today and the efforts that we are undertaking today is ensuring that as we're building this bridge, that we're building bridges in general, that we're looking down the road. And I'm so excited about so many of the projects that we've already undertaken. You know, continuing the conversation that President Sarah started last year on diversity by creating a diversity and inclusion task force, by asking ourselves, what are we going to do to attract the under 30 and the under 25 Gen Z generation, and creating a task force challenged with that. We are looking to the future and saying, we want to be sure that we're going to be here for 97 years to come. I want to thank all of you for your trust in me to lead you in these efforts. And all I ask in closing is that if we will all remember that the sky is the limit, then together as one team with one dream, we will rise up to create impact for tomorrow and ignite our passions and be the ones to build bridges to happily ever after. Thank you very much.